Hey everybody, Dave here. So I just picked up this 1999 Honda TRX 300 FourTrax quad. I thought I'd give you a little walk around. I bought this thing because I was told that these things are bulletproof and you really can't break them. And this thing looks to be pretty complete and in good shape. I mean, all the plastics are here. I mean, it's 22 years old, so don't get me wrong, it's not like showroom or anything, but there's not a whole lot of electronics on this thing. There's not a whole lot of things that are going to go wrong. But, so I just got it. I've got to sort this thing out. And I think the first thing I need to do is, take the plastics off and power wash it and just see exactly what I have to work with. What I do know is that the back brakes, I'm told, don't work. They get stuck in the down position. I mean, they work, but they don't spring back up. So I'll have to look into that, see what's going on. But, I mean, other than that, the seat looks beautiful. I think the seat was probably reupholstered at some point. And so I'm going to clean this thing up, go through it, service the whole thing. Maybe put a light bar on it. And this will be a new toy that I can play around with for a couple of years. We'll see what happens. But I think the first thing I want to do is power wash the whole thing. And we'll get a good look at what it is I've got to start with. And then we'll just, I'm going to go through and tune it up, change the oil, plugs and all that. And whatever I find on the way. It's got some pretty decent tires on it. I think they're upgraded wheels from the original ones, but it's a new little project. So let me take some of the plastics off and get a good power washing on it, and then we'll come back and see what we got. Alright, here I am. I've got the initial step of cleaning it, power washing it done, so now I can get a good look at what I have. I like what I see. This thing is, whatever it is, 22 years old. It's pretty complete. It's pretty heavy duty. Doesn't have a whole lot of electronic options to it. It's 95% mechanical, which is easy to service and work on. The rear brake is sticking, so that's something I got to look into. I'm going to give it a complete tune-up, change the gear oils and the differentials and all that stuff. Some cosmetic work, maybe clean up that ugly ass exhaust system. Scuff up and paint the racks. I got an idea for the blacks. I got nothing for these plastics here. I haven't seen anything that really does a good job on these things. I may just sand them smooth, and it is what it is. Alright, so here I am, initial inspection. I've got the front end up. And this wheel got some slop in it, so let's take a look and see, is that a wheel bearing, is that a ball joint? Alright, I think I see what's going on here. This looks to me like a wheel bearing. If you can see this spindle where it meets the hub, you've got play in there. It could just be that I need to sock down this CV nut. That would be great. Or the bearing is bad, so we've got to look into that. And here I am on the other side. We also have play in here. Oh, I can see what that is. Okay, here's the lower ball joint on the left side. That ball joint probably bad, needs to be replaced. Put that on the list. Alright, let's take a peek at these brakes, see what we got hidden in here. Any surprises? Bet you $10,000 this won't slide right off. Nope. Try not to damage any of these seals. Alright. Okay. I don't see any movement on this cylinder. Looks like we may have a bad wheel cylinder here. So, wheel cylinder, write that down. Go look at the other side. Okay, the right side brakes. See what these look like. There's another 10,000. This won't slide right off. Here we go. This gasket back in place. Actually, this gasket goes inside the drum. Alright, not quite as dirty as the right side. Let's see what we got for action. Well, I don't see nothing going on in this wheel cylinder either. Oh, I do. Okay, so these are working. We'll clean them up, see what they look like. So we're looking at maybe possibly a wheel bearing, lower ball joint, and a wheel cylinder so far. Okay, so as I'm getting my list of needed parts together, I need to investigate a little bit about this rear brake and see what it might need. It just doesn't spring back at all. There's a return spring on the foot lever, and there's a return spring on this lever. So I think, I don't know anything about this, but I think I'm going to take all these fasteners off and pull that cover off. Hopefully that cover comes right off. We'll find out. Okay, so I got all these fasteners out, and in order to get this cap off, we've got to take these two bolts, loosen these two bolts to get them out of the way, and slide this big washer out of the way, and probably have to take this whole hub assembly off. But first things first, I need to break these two loose from each other. Alright, so let's hope these things aren't too locked together. I mean, this is a large, I don't have a wrench for that, so I'm going to put a pipe wrench on it. And of course now the whole engine's going to rotate, so I need to kind of shock this. So I'm going to hit it with a hammer, and let's see what happens. Okay, got these two nuts out of the way. Let's see what happens here. Ugh, everything looks pretty grimy and grungy in there, so looks like I'm going to have to take this hub off and get all of this stuff out of the way and take this, I don't know, brake drum off and clean things up a bit. And now the castle nut. Washer. Oh, nice. Slides right off. Beautiful. Let's set this aside. Make note, of everything. I'll just stack it up and set it down in the order it came off. This is probably held down by these nuts, so this should slide out. We'll see. Should. Famous last words. See if I can't pry that drum shoe off. Moving. Oh yeah. Bending that seal right there, so I'm going to lubricate that up a bit with a little WD so we don't tear that seal. I like how this is going so far. Be careful with that seal. It's the only thing I'm worried about right now. And here's the seal. Man, this thing is pretty grimy. There we go. It's pretty disgusting. There's a brake pad in there. Oh my God, look at that. Disgusting. Alright, well, this is good. Well, a good thorough cleaning, and then we'll see what we end up with. So that concludes the initial inspection on this bike. I've got some parts that I've ordered. Brake parts, suspension parts, carburetor parts. Going to be a couple weeks before they're in probably. But when they do come in, I will get started on it and I'll take you along for the ride. So until then, thanks for watching.